beef.
Welcome to the Embrace the Turn Up podcast. Cultural commentary from two guys who want all the smoke. All the smoke. And now your hosts, A-Dub and John.
I'm only going to say this once. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me as the main event of Wrestlemania. Acknowledge me as the champion of choice. Everybody, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to smash you. I'm going to stack you. I'm going to pin you. And the referee's going to count 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to stand up, I'm going to take this Universal Championship, I'm going to hold it over my head. And you're going to look up. And you're going to see a man greater than you. You're going to see a man on a different level than you, like here's ahead of you. Then you're going to hear $1 million of pyro go off, and then you're going to feel the whole world. The whole world. Acknowledge me.
Yo.
Why you gotta do that to me?
Yo.
I should have took that shot you offered me before we started the pod.
Yo. Welcome. Wait, does it let me book the territory? No, it's not. This is Embrace the Turn Up, y'all. It's your boy A-Dub in the motherfucking building.
Man, you've been on this high all the past 3 days.
Nothing can stop me.
You've been on this fucking high.
Johnny Boy's in the building.
Since I know we made your day this past couple weekends, or this past 2 days we made your day, and you just been on this roller coaster. Like, you just been on this. Like Luke said, man, it's good to see our guy happy, man. This dude is just, you was loving it.
I was.
People over, people having good conversation about wrestling. Well, I don't know if it was all good conversation, but we were all having conversation about wrestling, centered around wrestling, talking about storylines. This was really your Super Bowl. You enjoyed this.
You see the vision now. You see it. We have another believer on the mac and cheese front.
You got another what?
Believer on the mac and cheese front.
Who's the other believer?
Luke. He's seen the
light. Was that his first time having it?
Yeah.
Well, he wanted some more, and you was like, "No, man, that's my lunch."
That's my lunch. I couldn't do it. All right, y'all know the vibes. We want to thank y'all for joining us, as always, on Embrace the Turn Up. I almost said let me book the territory again.
This nigga cannot wait to...
Back.
What day you record that? Thursday? Nigga can't wait to record Thursday.
John's going to be on there. Because, John, what did you do this weekend?
Yeah. I watched wrestling. I sure did.
You watched Wrestlemania.
I watched Wrestlemania. Which was... How much hours of wrestling I watched? 8? 7?
About 8. Yeah. All right, John. No A-Dub at all. Tell me what you thought of Wrestlemania. Because you were only going to come over for night 1, and I give you all the credit in the world for that. And then you...
Well,
for night 2.
Well, the food and liquor helped night 1 a lot.
So give me your thoughts on Wrestlemania.
So I haven't watched wrestling. I've said this before in the pod. I haven't watched wrestling since the very first draft they did a long time ago with Raw and SmackDown. So that was some years ago. So I'm kind of out of the game when it comes to wrestling. So I will say this: WrestleMania. I'm not a big wrestling guy anymore, which I've already said, but WrestleMania was entertaining. Both nights. It was entertaining.
So, I was talking to some people today, on Twitter and stuff, and I was like, yo, if this is one of those WrestleManias where I'm like, yo, if you watch this WrestleMania, you'll walk away a wrestling fan. Especially if you watched at some other point in your life. I'm not saying it's the best WrestleMania, but shit, entertainment value throughout.
It was entertaining.
Like, if you were to put all that on one night, it'd be hard for me to argue that's the best WrestleMania of all time. But the spread out, and because you put it on one night, not all of that stuff could happen. Because no one's giving you their arena for 10 hours. It's just not. And it's hard to keep a crowd into a show for 10 hours. Shit, it's hard to keep a crowd invested for 6 hours. I know, I've watched some of those WrestleManias, and when you get towards the end, the crowd seems out of it, but they shouldn't be because it's the main event. But when you spread it out over 2 nights, the crowd can stay in. They take out the bullshit musical performances, thank God.
They used to have musical performances? Like at the Super Bowl type stuff?
Like Flo Rida, Pitbull.
You know, hey, you know what? I can see Flo Rida. He got that type of music that's like WrestleMania type music.
Last time it was in Miami, he did a performance, and then like it was weird. Like The Rock's music hit, and then Flo Rida did a performance of a song. The Rock kind of came out to that song, which was awful because I didn't want to hear The Rock's theme song, no matter how good the Flo Rida song was. Anyways, yeah, that was a good Mania, man. That was a real good Mania. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It was so you guys know how I feel about wrestling. It's just, to me, it's just like these grown dudes in tights just bumping in each other, and it's just like it's all scripted. But I will say that I was engaged the whole time during WrestleMania. I was very engaged. On the edge of the seat. I was. It was.
When it was time for Stone Cold to come out the second time, John predicted it.
I predicted Stone Cold.
When that glass shattered, oh man.
I feel like a kid. No, I did feel like a kid again when that happened.
You swore John was 12. It was great. It was great.
I just knew it. I was just like, this would be the moment. Because back in the day, when Vince would be on his high horse shit, that's when Stone Cold would come out. It was like that back in the day. So I was just like, bro, this would be an amazing moment if Stone Cold came out right now. And then when you looked at me and said, you know what, that's a good idea. And then I was like, but then it was just like nothing was happening, and then that glass shattered. And then I felt the 12-year-old in me just like overcome. I started becoming overcame with joy, I guess. Yeah. It was amazing.
And speaking of that, before that, how about Pat McAfee?
He surprised me.
Dude, like I saw his matches he had last year, and he was good in those. Boy.
Was he jumping off the screen? He didn't have Jordans on back then, did he?
He did.
Oh, he did?
He did.
Well, it was the 11s. 11s got a little more cushion.
He did some top rope stuff in that last match, too, but he ain't do a standing vertical up to the turnbuckle to superplex somebody. That shit was amazing. Logan Paul.
That was probably the best fight I ever seen Logan Paul in.
I was telling you when I worked in that. I'm like, yo, his match at WrestleMania is more impressive than any fight he had.
I agree.
By far. Like now I'm convinced that Logan Paul's an athlete. Now I'm convinced.
Oh, the man did the splits on a dime. Just dropped it like bam.
After running the ropes.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah.
He dropped that. Well, pause again, but he dropped that shit. I was like, damn, Logan, you get down like that?
Yeah. And then we got
he did the splits in the air too.
Yeah.
He jumped over the dude.
He jumped over Mysterio, yeah.
And I don't care, I'll say this, as a guy who's attempted to, I don't care how short a guy is, trying to jump over them is still a feat.
Oh yeah.
Just jumping over a man in general is a feat. I don't care how short the person is, right, and how tall you are. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and we got the ending that we all wanted. I think that was the big thing about this Mania is that every match ended the way I wanted it to. It's like they were listening, and it was great.
This further signifies that you need your contract to work there?
Listen, John.
No, I've heard it millions of times.
Like, I wouldn't even ask for much.
You won't ask for much?
Not even to prove myself. Like, I would say, yo, give me the developmental brand.
So NXT?
Yeah, and then give me the developmental of that. Because they got this other little show they do. It's called NXT Level Up. Where it's like, it's the guys that are on NXT, but they're not ready for national television yet. So it's the Peacock only show. I would say, give me a month of just writing that show. And you come back and you tell me how great it is. And then from there, sky's the limit. Like Biggie would say. But no, WrestleMania was fun. I'm glad all y'all had fun. I'm glad it turned out better because I didn't think Night 1 was going to be that good. I'm glad Night 1 turned out to be better than I thought it was going to be.
Do you think... So, let me ask you this. Night 1 and Night 2. Mm-hmm. Do you think Stone Cold Steve Austin is like cheat code?
Yeah.
Because... The reason why I say that is because... he was the headline for night 1, so everybody knew that going into it. But for night 2, he wasn't even on the card. And if you ask me, this is just me. I mean, it was entertaining, but night 2 was kind of dragging out a little bit. And then to have Stone Cold just come, because he was just like, he wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
To have Stone Cold come out, it was like, all right, here's our cheat code. Let's throw Stone Cold in here, because Stone Cold can disrupt. Stone Cold's a great disruptor.
Yeah.
So let's throw him in to disrupt and kind of like wake everybody up.
See, I think night 2 was better. I thought the Edge AJ Styles match was probably the best match of both nights. Brock and Roman had the potential to be until Roman got hurt. Mm-hmm. Which kudos to Roman for finishing the fucking match, no matter how quickly they did it.
And still lifted his arm up. Yeah. Both times picked that belt
Which
up.
I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's a separated shoulder. But one of my guys who was there thinks it might be a torn tricep. Torn tricep means he has to drop that title tonight. Separated shoulder, he can not defend it at the next pay-per-view, which is Backlash in May. And then at Money in the Bank in June, should be okay to go. Torn tricep, that's 4 to 6 months. You out of there for a while.
Get back to Brock.
Please don't.
Here, Brock, you have both of these belts.
No, fuck it. Put it on Bobby.
I don't know who that is.
Bobby Lashley.
Oh.
Because, I mean, let's be real. When he picked that big motherfucker almost up, I was like, oh, he good.
You put it on him and not Cody Rhodes?
You got to build Cody. He only been there 2 minutes. The Cody Rhodes return, even though I expected it, was still cool to see. I'm not going to lie. And Seth Rollins put on a hell of a show with him. It's just a fun Mania, man.
Vince is what I was getting at. Vince should just keep Stone Cold in his back pocket, just as like a disruptor. Like, all right, I want you to come in here and just do some shit in the ring. That's pretty much what Stone Cold was doing, just doing some shit.
Well, Stone Cold didn't want to just keep doing that. He didn't just want to be that gimmick, come out, stun people. And
well, he had fun time doing it last night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he got a hefty paycheck too. But also, he couldn't do it because his last match before Saturday night, was 19 years ago against Rock, because his neck was just fucked.
It was shot, yeah.
From when he broke it, taking that power driver from Owen Hart, to his finisher, literally him sitting down flat. It just compacts your spine. So, I guess, the martyrs of medical technology today, he got ready, and I knew he was going to have some sort of match, more than just doing a stunner. When I saw he posted on Instagram that he's back ordering those diet kit meals, where it's just his meal was just ground beef and rice. I said, oh, this nigga in training mode. He ready to go. Because, I mean, nothing get you in ring shape like being in the ring, but that diet got changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Bro, Stone Cold, man. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold. It was great. Good time. It was a good time. All right.
Actually, it was. Doug, I'll give it to you. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could watch it every day of the week like you do, but you said they have 4 big pay-per-views, right?
The 4 big ones are the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series.
So I could probably do those because they're the big events, but I couldn't watch that shit regularly.
Rumble's at the end of January. Usually it's a week or 2 before the Super Bowl. Mania is obviously in April. SummerSlam is in August. And Survivor Series is usually the weekend after Thanksgiving. Not like Black Friday weekend, but the weekend after that. Or the weekend before, depending on when. It used to be on Thanksgiving, which was crazy. It fucked to me. Mm-hmm. Back in the late 80s, Survivor Series was on Thanksgiving. I'm like, yo. Well, granted, that was before Black Friday was a huge thing. I'm like, yo.
Was that before football was a huge thing too? On Thanksgiving Day?
Well, you gotta remember, they didn't always have a night game. It just used to be the Lions at 1, Cowboys at 4. And that was it. They just added the night game within the past 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess for some people it was eat, watch the Lions, watch the Cowboys, watch Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thursday just seemed like a weird night to do a pay-per-view to me, but whatever.
Well, it kind of makes sense. Everybody's at home. Everybody's at home anyway.
They've done them on Tuesdays before. But anyways.
All right. See, I could probably do the big 4s. I can't do that. I can't do the during the week shit. I can't do that.
So do you want me to text you about what happens after Raw after WrestleMania?
What's so great about the Raw after WrestleMania?